All right, AD. Well, you guys got it done in the end. Just to get it out of the way, right? You foul Mike in the corner here. Obviously, you're just trying to contest the shot. What happened on the play? Did you get cross-matched somehow?
No, we were doing a couple where we were switching everything before it came in. Call red on Bron. That was totally on me. My brain fart. Then tried to close out on Mike. He caught it in the corner and faded out of bounds where I was going. But it goes back to the next play mentality, and we got it done in overtime. So got a couple of days off, but it's a battle. It was a battle. It was fun, but my brain fart at the end almost cost us the game.
Well, but you ultimately get the job done, right? You get into a first-round series. You're going to go take on Memphis. 80. Right around the trade deadline, you were 6 games under 500. What did it take to make this kind of a push to now secure your spot in the first round?
Grit, toughness, urgency, effort, resiliency, everything. It took everything out of us to, get to where we are. Took more out of us tonight. But we get a couple days.
Careful, Austin.
Yeah, right. We get a couple days before we go to Memphis to start preparing for them. It's been a battle. It's been an up and down season for us, but now it's the time to show who we are. And we showed it tonight. Down 15, 18, whatever it was. Just one possession at a time, came in, played some defense. I think we only held him until I fouled Mike to 10 points in the fourth quarter. So we got back to it defensively. Overcoming all our turnovers and our bad plays and our brain farts on the defensive end and offensive end, we're still able to pull it out.
That's one for you. It was actually 9 points in the fourth up to that point. You were the biggest reason why. Inside, outside, everywhere defensively. You said that's the place where you think about most. How did you end up getting that done when things were just not going your way as a team tonight?
I think to start the game, Cat got going. I think just my pressure on him. I think he had, 24, but 22 at the end of the third or mid of the third or whatever. Offensively attacking him, all of our guys to get him in foul trouble. Coming in, sacrificing their bodies, and then just being physical with him, and it kind of set the tone. Took in out the game. Mike Conley played well. Torian Prince, everybody played well for them, but the two-headed monster we kind of took out and made other guys beat us. And we should have had it in regulation, but it took another 5 minutes to do so. But my job is to lead this team defensively, and that's what I wanted to do, and it kind of got us going.
All right, get a little rest and then off to Memphis.
Yeah, thank you.
Fourth quarter up until AD fouled Conley, and Minnesota had 9 points and just couldn't get anything going, hadn't scored in the final 6 minutes. Did you feel like the defense reached a certain level and it wasn't there earlier, and how did it come about?
Yeah, we struggled early. I think they were able to get out and run off of some of our turnovers. We forced them into some turnovers early as well, but it was hard trying to get our defense set, and we had made a plan to try within our best abilities to try not to let Anthony Edwards get loose. And, we double-teamed him for the most of the game, in our pick and rolls and DHOs, whatever, with our 5-man. So that spreads you out a little bit. The guys behind that blitz, that double team, they have to be on their horse, scrambling. They pinned in a few times. They slashed and sealed, got the ball to some of their shooters. Some of their guys came off hot. And they really made us work for this one. And again, shout out to Chris Finch, Cat, Anthony Edwards, and specifically Michael Conley, Torian Prince. Those guys played with a ton of pride. That's a hell of a ball club over there. Down some of their main guys. Nothing but respect for those guys. And Michael Conley, man, I thought I was watching the Memphis Grizzlies from years ago. It just seemed like everything he threw up went in. And he's just one of the greatest human beings you could ever meet and be around. And his leadership was on full display, and just his game, the level of which he played at, was unbelievable. So we're very fortunate to come out with this win.
Darvin, your affinity for Dennis Schroder is no secret, and certainly you guys have history together. It seemed that he tweaked his foot in the first half. He gets through it. Could have had the game winner, certainly a huge shot of the night. Just can you speak about the effort you got out of him and how vital he was, especially because he didn't play in your last 2 games of the regular season?
Yeah, man, the kid's just he's just the heart, his competitive spirit, just his ability to make big plays and take tough matchups in the biggest of moments. Is just his attitude, his confidence. He's unbelievable, extraordinary, and he lives for those types of moments. And early in the year, he got hit in the corner on the same similar shot late in the game. I can't remember exactly who we were playing, but I do remember the play. I don't know, the pass might have came from Bron as well, but he missed that shot. But to see him knock it down, he's going to do everything with confidence, defensively. Ask for the toughest matchup, but it's Dennis. It's classic Dennis, and we're fortunate that he's on our team. And again, I mentioned this before the game, but guys are going to have tough nights, and other guys got to be ready to step up. And it's not about trying to just I don't know what the word is, but everybody's all hands on deck, and it's about getting the win. It's not about your way, my way, his way, but the best way to go about getting the win. And he put us in a position to come out on top.
Darvin, LeBron earlier this year, has this all-time great achievement. But tonight, to give you 45 minutes, diving at loose balls, after turnovers and what did we all know about his skill, but his heart tonight, what did you see?
Just a champion. He had some tough moments, some balls that got away from him. Got pent in a couple of times, but make no mistake about it. I told him after the game, the entire team, this game was the definition of having a next play mentality. We had a lot of loose possessions. We had a couple of defensive breakdowns. They were able to hit some huge threes, create a deficit, and we just kept chipping away at it. And for them to score 60 points in the first half, and then the way we defended as the game wore on from the third quarter to the fourth quarter to overtime, is a testament to this team, the grit, the grind, the high competitive spirit, and he's at the forefront of that. And the constant communication, even when things didn't work out, we had some unfortunate plays, but no one got down on each other, no personal attacks, just everybody passionate about how can we best close out the game. And again, he's the main one. He's been the main one, not just tonight, but through the course of since we made the deal at the deadline and trying to get these new guys acclimated. He and AD both, and I think the guys around them, seeing them, how they communicate with us as coaches and amongst each other, it frees them up to not be reserved, but to be more willing to communicate and see what it is that we need to do. But he was spectacular in the biggest moments and really put us on his back and did the little things, like you say, chasing down, trying to get 50-50 balls, being a threat, screening, rolling, trying to handle, and, happy we just were able to pull it out.
You mentioned guys having tough nights. D'Lo, 2 points, 1 for 9 shooting. Didn't really come back into the game after the midway point of the third. What did you see from him tonight, and did you feel like he was pressing a little bit offensively?
Well, you're going to have rough nights out here, and I have all the confidence in the world in D'Lo. We're going to need him on this run that we plan to make, and starting with game 1 at Memphis. And you just got to be able to snap back and bounce back. It's a long season. Some nights it's not going to be your night. Again, that's why you try to fortify your roster with multiple players who are capable of, once you call their number, they're able to not just go out there and gobble up minutes, but get minutes and play at a high level. And now it just happened to be Dennis tonight. But make no mistake about it, we brought D'Lo here to come out here and be D'Lo and to make plays. And so we'll sit down, we'll watch film and as a group and definitely communicate and just let him know that, we're gonna need him. This may be a one-off, no doubt about it, but he's going to be in the thick of things at the forefront of us having success in the postseason.
Coach, was it almost like a roller coaster ride for you, because you go into this game at home, they come in, they have a couple of their key players out, and this was just back and forth all the way?
Absolutely. I mean, as a prideful group over there that really care for one another, you see it in their play. And with a leader, again, I can't talk about this enough. The leadership skills of Michael Conley, and they have some very capable guys over there, in Carl and Anthony and Torian and all those guys. So Kyle, like they really know how to play basketball at a high level. So it didn't surprise us. And then with the stakes that are on the line, 7, 8, no one wants to go try to put themselves in position. Again, it's sort of a tournament-like, these one games to either secure your spot, or now in that 7, 8 position, you got to go compete against the winner of 2 other good teams. So everyone knew what was riding on this one. The rest, the days of rest that you gain by coming out with this game is priceless. So that's on both teams' minds. The direct competition as well as the circumstances surrounding who wins and who loses. So we expected a dog fight, and they gave us one.
Obviously, the final possession and then what it took from you guys in the final 5.
I mean, obviously there were some mistakes. My turnover, end of regulation. I think Bron had one, or close to end of overtime, foul. But hey, it's I guess playoff basketball. You take every win you can get.
Mistakes aside, what can be said about the resilience of this group, especially right now?
A lot. I mean, obviously we didn't have our best stuff tonight. They come out from the jump and play well. But I think when I was on the radio outside, they said that they didn't have a bucket until Conley's free throws like the last 6 minutes. So that's big right there. I mean, that's how you win games like that.
What is it about this team? I mean, considering you started 2-10 and got to where you are now, you were down big tonight. You just kept plugging away, kept battling, and it's almost like it's a team that won't die.
Yeah, I mean, with the talent that we have, you have Bron, AD, D'Lo, you're never really out of a game, regardless, if it's 20, 15, whatever. I mean, if you, like you said, chip away and really just lock in on the defensive end, I think we, offensively we score really well. So if you just, lock in and, like you said, chip away, you're never out of the game. So that was really, like the mindset that we have, every game.
To go through those swings from a game-time 3 for LeBron to a turnover to the go-ahead 3 from Schroder to the foul, to be able to go through all that experience and get the win, can you add something to the team kind of dynamic? The ups and downs, but you get the up.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to. I think I remember Arkansas baseball was in the College World Series. I think probably 3 or 4 years ago, and they had a pop fly drop, foul ball between 3 players, and it was kind of one of those things that after that they just couldn't get over, and that, it's kind of like a play that happened tonight, the turnovers and then the foul, but with the mindset that we have, it was just the next play. We didn't dwell on it or anything like that, and that just shows the resilience of the team, and the main goal is to win regardless of whatever happens throughout the game.
I also for the big plays and the tough stretches, how do you compare what the fan atmosphere was like for a playing game compared to the regular season?
It was great. They always show up and make noise, but tonight was extra special. It's probably the loudest I've seen it since I've been here, and rightfully so for a big game, a must-win game.
You kind of described this one in the extra 5, obviously, that it took.
Before the game, we talk about, I think there was a couple guys they were out. So, but we talk about, we don't care who they play. Just gotta play our game, and then just gotta defend. That was the key of the game. And I think the first half we didn't really get in the rhythm offensively, but I think on the defense side, I think we're pretty good throughout the course, the whole game. And yeah, we came back in the second half and we won the game.
You guys are a team that takes so much pride in defense, obviously, and the way in which regulation ended. To be able to respond in overtime, what did that take?
Just gotta, we actually played them a couple weeks ago, and we watched a lot of film this past couple days and how we gonna guard them and stuff. So I think that helped actually. And even during the game, we communicated each other, and we are pretty good at, we are pretty good on Edwards and Towns. So yeah, I think that helped.
For you, big shots, timely shots. How comfortable are you right now offensively?
Playing with the Bron and the AD, I can get like a lot of easy looks. So just gotta be ready, stay ready, and knock down those shots. Yeah.
Obviously, you guys get some wanted rest over the next few days before you prepare for Memphis on Sunday. How do you kind of digest the next couple of days?
Yeah, we need it for sure, but we just gotta. You might rest for like 1 day, and then we just gotta get back on. Walk, we just gotta. I think we're gonna start watching film and stuff, and we're gonna have like practice and stuff. So we just got locked in. The Memphis, they're a young team and they're very physical. So we just gotta, match the energy and get play those games. Yeah.
No, I thought you were on our leg.
Yeah, it was one game. I had a wide open shot in the corner.
Darvin couldn't remember which game it was either.
It did happen, but I too can't remember.
Yeah.
It's been a long year.
Yeah, it didn't happen.
Yeah, it happened. But
AD said that you were kind of the guy that he owed the biggest apology to for that because it wasn't a game winner at the end of the day. Does he owe you one now?
Yeah, I mean, I ain't had a lot of those, so that would have been, a good one. But I mean, end of the day, we won, and that's what matter the most.
Then it's through the big shots and then the tough stretches. How do you compare what the fan atmosphere was like tonight compared to regular season games?
No, it was special. Without them, we probably wouldn't, be here. Got loud at the end as well. Organization, fans, everybody, we appreciate it.
You might not remember this, but with 28 games to go, it was the night LeBron broke the scoring record. You talked to us at shoot-around. You said, to make the playoffs, we have to win 19. That's our mindset. 19-9 was our mindset. You guys won 18. You were in the play-in. Tonight,
made it.
Doesn't win 19 to get. How does it feel to be right?
I mean, it's just like I said, it's unfinished business for myself, and it means a lot. But I mean, we didn't do nothing yet special. I think with this group, what we have in here, we're capable of doing big things. And starts tomorrow. Get ready, watch film. Memphis is a good ball club, but like I said, it's 0-0, and we're ready for it for sure.
Charlotte, LeBron loses the shoe.
Yeah. Oh, Charlie?
That's right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I remember that.
Thanks for the
yeah, that one hurt, but I mean, today felt better outcome.
Just wanted to start on a zoom out question. Tonight's game, obviously, a key to getting there, but you're into the playoffs now. You get a chance for the full 7-game series. How do you feel about the progression, where the team has gone, trade deadline, the whole thing, to get to this point? What kind of chance do you give yourself?
I mean, we went 2-10. The analytics side said we had a 0.3 chance of making the postseason. So, that's all you ask for is a chance, I guess. And for us to turn around our season and give ourselves an opportunity to compete for the Larry O'Brien Trophy, that's all you can ask for.
LeBron, in a lot of ways, this game kind of felt like your year. Slow start, had to fight back into it. As you guys move ahead, how much confidence do you draw from the fact that this team has shown this level of resilience throughout the year?
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing we've been really good at. Even through the ups and downs, we've been very resilient, been able to stick with the game and, find a way to gut it out and win, either with slow starts or, not finishing the game off how we would like to, but, just always trying to find a way. And tonight was another instance of that versus a very, very, very good team.
LeBron, did you guys as a group have to kind of reset mentally going into overtime after the swing of Schroder hitting the shot and then Conley getting fouled?
No, yeah, of course.
What was said or what was done to get?
No, I mean we discussed it on the bench. The play was between me and AD. We discussed it on the bench, and then we move forward. I mean, because we still got 5 more minutes to play. and that's how we started overtime. I mean, we outscored them in OT 10-4. So we was able to, recalibrate, get our game back, and then go on. I think we scored the first 5 points of overtime, and, it was good for us.
Obviously, it wasn't the prettiest of games. Do you think there's anything to glean about how this could reflect what you look like in the first round, or is it separate, and can you turn the page going into the Memphis?
I mean, well, this was definitely a playoff game, playoff atmosphere, playoff intensity. The refs allowed us to play. It felt like the playoffs, so it's good to get into the playoff feel of the game. But obviously, it's a different matchup that we have coming this weekend with Memphis, and we take our day off tomorrow and get our minds right and get our bodies whatever, and watch the playing games tomorrow, and then start to lock in on our opponent on Thursday as a group, and go from there and see how we match up with this team.
LeBron, there was a moment in the overtime where you were bent over, and Dennis came over, I think, rubbed you on the head. I don't know if you like it touching your hair or not, but there was also, then AD came over. Was that a moment where you, all of you guys, is giving all you had, and you had it just to collect yourself?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, it's playoff intensified out there, and, you down for loose balls, you're taking charges, you running guys off the line, trying to keep a body in front of them, you rebound, you assistant, you're giving, you basically just taking the gas tank down to E and then trying to refuel as much as you can, see if it's a reserve tank. So, definitely, when you got guys that's, doing the same thing, taking it down to E, that it gives you motivation also to get up and, you'll get energy, after the game, but you can always find a way to make one more play, or, one more steal, or one more block out, one more rebound, or, and get one more stop. And, that's what we did in overtime.
LeBron, I know you said you're going to lock into things more on Thursday, but what are your early thoughts on the matchup with Memphis, and just kind of?
Really good team, very well coached, very well balanced. Obviously, the head of Snake is John Morant, but another all-star in Jaren Jackson, who was up there, won a Defensive Player of the Year. His ability to block shots, but offensively, he's very dynamic as well. Tyus Jones, the point guard off the bench, has led the league in the assist-to-turnover ratio like the last 6 years. So he complements them very well. Desmond Bane, I think in his third year, second or third year, but he plays like a veteran. His ability to shoot the ball from the three-point line is also his ability to, attack an early transition. Dylan Brooks, an opportunity to go out there and you can't disrespect him because he makes shots, and Xavier Tillman has been playing good basketball. Obviously, he's been well coached all the way from college days, with Coach Izzo, to now, and so on and so on. I mean, they got Luke Kennard, who broke my scoring record in high school. He passed me in high school, and there's a reason why, because he's a laser from the three-point line. His ability to shoot the ball, is uncanny. And they got so many other guys also off the bench that you can't disrespect, because they will make you pay. Obviously, I haven't thought about Memphis one minute.
Last three, we'll go Malika, then we'll go Kurt, and then we'll end with Tim Parker.
LeBron, you said that really you just wanted a chance, right? A shot at getting to where you are now. But we've yet to see in, the third official year of the play-in, a team who was in the play-in go and really make noise in a first-round series. Do you think that's just a matter of seeding? Is that a matter of something getting taken out of those teams in the play-in? How do you kind of look at that, and how can you do that differently this year?
I mean, I don't know. Obviously, I'm never been a big fan of the play-in. I said that when it first started. I'm still not a big fan of it, but it is what it is, and we took care of business, and we advanced. But I think with us, with our ball club, it's all about, we're still a relatively young group put together since the break. But over the last few years, there's always been availability for our ball club, and how we can be on the floor, and how we can continue to get that game experience on the floor. So over the last few weeks since I've been back, or the last couple of weeks since I've been back, we had an opportunity. We had a couple guys out. DS missed the last 2 games. D-Lo missed a couple games, but for the most part, we've been relatively healthy, and that helps. It helps, but we'll see what happens. In this first round series, and we'll go from there.
LeBron, you talked about not being a fan of the play, and you're down 15, and then all of a sudden you guys make that run. This could have got away. You could be playing Friday. Can you speak what happened in that short window where you guys got right back into it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of it. We could have been playing Friday if we don't win tonight, or if it was how it was before, we would be the 7th seed and we don't have to worry about it. So we're already in the playoffs. But like I said, it is what it is. I mean, I think it's been good for the fans, I believe. I think that's what it was about, the fans. And, the fans definitely, they support us. And, we wouldn't be who we are as players without those guys and their support. So, but we are a scrappy team. And, listen, at the end of the day, it's a 48-minute game, and you have to, no matter where you up or down or whatever in the third quarter. I think we were down 53-68 at one point. Like you said, we was down 15, and we know we're one of the best defensive teams in the league. So that's what we hang our hats. And in order for us to get back into the games, we got to hang our hats on what we're great at, and that's on the defensive side, and we did that.
LeBron, considering the way this season started and all the injuries and everything that happened just for you guys to get in, and at this stage of your career, what would a championship run mean to you?
I mean, that's the only reason I play still, is to try to put myself in a position to make championship runs and give teammates that have never been a part of a championship run something they haven't experienced before. So, it has not changed for me over the last, I would say, since about 2006, 2007. That's just been my mindset every year on how can I make a championship run. And I've been successful in 4 of those. I've been able to not only make a championship run, but also execute it and actually make it happen. But I've been on a lot of championship runs for a while, and I want to continue that. And hopefully, this year is another one of those instances.
Is it more challenging this year?
Every year. I mean, it's tough. There's too many great teams, too many great players. Every year is tough, no matter if you're the 1 seed or the 8 seed. Every single year is tough.
You won a title with this team. You played in a playing game here. You played in a playoff series here, but never with a full crowd, never with, I guess, sort of the full, quote-unquote, Laker environment. Did it feel special today to have that kind of intensity, that kind of game? Is this sort of what you expected, I guess, when you decided you wanted to come here?
Yeah. The crowd definitely got us back into it, with our play, having a crowd behind us. It was fun, the energy was there. This is what you dream about, playing in crypto. And yeah, I know. Yeah, it's a new dream. Playing in crypto and just allowing, the crowd kind of, do their thing and get the other team rattled and kind of give us a little bit more energy to go on runs and make big plays. So it was electric tonight, and I can't wait until we come back home, have our 2 home games. Whenever them days are, and I know it's going to be even louder.
So AD, you fouled Conley on the last play of regulation. Just walk us through what you were thinking when you closed out after the foul was called, any conversations you had with your teammates, and how, as a group, you guys were able to turn the page and come out fresh. I think outscored them 10-4 in overtime.
Cat was setting a flare screen on Mike, and I told Bron Red I didn't honor the call. I told him switch, but I didn't think he heard me. And I didn't want Cat to kind of slip in front of his face, but I got to know who also I'm playing with. Who I'm talking to is Bron. He knows. And then Mike called it deep corner and was going out of bounds. And I actually jumped to not foul him, but he kind of went with me and got a foul. So after it happened, me and Bron discussed. We watched it. Obviously, I told him it was my bad. I told the team, my fault. And it just goes back to our next play mentality that Coach always talk about and we talk about as a team. To whatever happened. Go finish this last 5 minutes and get a win, and that's kind of what we did. Didn't worry about it, and I'm always the first one to own up to my mistakes. I think the biggest thing though is kind of just messed up Dennis' game winner. So that kind of he got on me about that, but. it always sucks when you lose, so it kind of, don't hurt as bad.
AD, you guys finally know your first-round opponent. What are your early thoughts on the matchup with Memphis?
Yeah, good team, young, scrappy. Obviously Ja had a snake. Jaren Jackson. Obviously they have guys that's not going to be playing. Guys out, Steven, Brandon Clark. But they're still a good team. I mean, they're third for a reason. Even without Ja, they were winning basketball games. So they're a tough team. We'll do, our normal scouts and prep work for them. But it's going to be a fun, interesting series.
AD, teams are been pretty aggressive with you defensively, a lot of traps, a lot of doubles. Just wondering what the ongoing conversation is with you, your teammates on the floor, the coaches about kind of best ways to get you the ball, where to, how to, even when the double's coming. How does that discussion go for you, and where do you want that to be in the first round series?
Yeah, there's a lot of pick and rolls. I think in our matchups with Memphis, though, they didn't double. It's usually Steven Adams, he guards me, and then Xavier Tillman, he kind of guarded me straight up. So I'm not sure what their plan is. I didn't see many double teams against Memphis, but yeah, teams starting to do that, just try to double team, get the ball out of my hand, make guys beat us in. We're doing a good job making shots to kind of open it up. Go into some wide action where you can't double. I'll come off a pin down or play some pick and roll. Where we got guys cutting and moving. Now guys are moving. I'll catch it on a run and have space to operate, or catching at the top of the floor and just operating. So, or go obviously rebound, and score that way. So I'm just trying to find ways to be a part of the game, be productive, and whatever I got to do to help the team win.
AD, on your right, with this play-in tournament format, how valuable is this rest now versus a little bit more practice? And you could have been playing Friday. How would you kind of summarize winning and getting the rest?
That was our main focus, getting the win. Even when we were down, I think 15 or 17, something like that, we just kept saying, we got to get a rest. We can't play. I thought it was Thursday or Friday, whatever day it is. We didn't want to play whatever day it was. We wanted to get this rest, let our bodies heal, recover. I mean, we've been going at it, playoff mode, since All-Star break, trying to get in. So it's good to have 4 days to kind of just recover and let our bodies heal, get some mental prep in on Memphis, and go in kind of fresh, on Sunday and have a battle then, playing every other day. And then, with the play-in, then if we would have lost playing again and then going right into a matchup, would have been tough, especially with all the bumps and bruises our guys have. So it feels good to get this win and get a couple of days rest before we head to Memphis.
AD, I think it's one thing from the outside looking in to see what Dennis brings to this squad, but you're with him every single day. Obviously the edge he started the season with. How would you kind of quantify his value to the squad?
He's invaluable, man. He brings everything every night. He wants to win. When he first came back, he said that he didn't like his first tenure here. With the Lakers, he feel like he didn't do what he was supposed to, so he wanted to come back and just be all about winning. And he's shown it. Diving on the floor, big hustle plays, obviously big shots like he had tonight. Big plays, defensively, offensively. He does it all for us. He brings that energy off the bench, pushing the pace, always communicating with us about what he sees on the floor, always bringing that positive energy. So, he means a lot to our team.
AD, on the whiteboard in the locker room, you guys had 2-10 and then 0.3% chance to make it to the postseason. Still written up there today as you guys are playing your way in. Are you guys still holding on to that and piece of that identity? Is it a motivating factor for you? LeBron mentioned it as well. What are the kind of conversations about that journey and how it's pushing you now?
Yeah, we talked about it. When do we play? Sunday, just how crazy it is to start 2-10 and be fighting for a playoff spot, pre-playing game, and then now go in and play the playing game and then get in as a 7th seed is unreal. we definitely feel like we deserve it, like we just supposed to be here. We worked too hard and put in the work to get in this position. But yeah, I mean, that's where we started, 2-10, and the analytic guys and the media upstairs in our front office, everything saying that we had a 0.03% chance of getting into the playoffs, and that obviously we defeated those odds, but. We don't want to stop here just getting in. Obviously you got small victories, seeing where we started, but now we want to get greedy and make some noise in these playoffs.